Hello, everybody. Welcome to What You Need to Know. I am Sybil Wilkes. You need to know that, and you need to know this gentleman here is the one and only George Wallace. Hello, doctor.
Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's George Wallace from the city of Wakanda. It is raining today, but we're going to call that liquid sunshine, okay? Because
George,
we got to.
this is becoming a regular Thursday event, raining on Thursdays from Atlanta.
From Wakanda, yes, and it's happening, and it's a good day to go to sleep. You ever get one of those rainy days that you just want to stay in bed? Unfortunately, I live on the top floor, but I don't have tin on my roof. It'd be nice to hear the
Oh,
tingling,
yeah.
the tingling, so you can.
There's an app for that.
I think so. You can get any kind of app. You can get water. You can get anything. I guess you can get shooting. Anything.
Yeah, I don't know if you want that, but if you do, whatever blows your skirt up.
I don't wear skirts anymore. Whatever blows your skirt up. I never heard that one. Whatever blows your skirt up. All I ever heard is whatever flips your boat.
Yeah, float your boat, or
Floats
yeah.
your boat.
Who did I just see? A guy that had a skirt on. It was something on TV. I forget. Anyway,
Was it Mr. the guy on Power? What's his name? Billy Porter.
Billy Porter. No. That's.
I
all
didn't
too
know
common.
him until last year to know how powerful he is.
Yeah.
And he's an
You
awesome
never saw
guy.
him on Broadway?
I never saw him on Broadway. I don't go to Broadway. Now, last time I went to Broadway, I fell asleep.
Oh.
I swear to God, I paid $2,200 for a ticket and fell asleep. I went to see Hamilton, and I don't care who you are on the second row.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, George, so this is funny. This is related to that. Yolanda and I went to see Mountaintop. It was based upon a story about Dr. Martin Luther King in a hotel room with a woman like the night before, not a woman, but a maid from the hotel, the night before he was supposed to have been killed. Right? It's fictionized, and so we went to see it, and we were late. But we snuck in. They allowed us to come in, and I want to say we were like in the second row, and Sam Jackson played Dr. King, and he was right in front of us.
Serious?
Yeah, and so and Angela Bassett and Sam Jackson, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Samuel
And they
L.
both
Jackson.
go to my
I
church.
don't know him like
Those
that.
are my two church members, you know. They're
Right,
my two,
right.
go ahead.
Okay, so Sam Jackson is playing right to Yolanda. I mean, right to Yolanda. And she's thinking, all right, okay, Sam Jackson is just delivering his lines right to me. And halfway through, because I'm not sure if there was a intermission or not. I want to say that it went through. Anyway, halfway through this particular act, you could hear,
No.
and it was like in our ear. And it was like, and we turned around, and it was Oliver Stone. And
Are you
Sam
serious?
Jackson was playing to Oliver Stone, who was sitting right behind Yolanda and had fallen asleep in the middle of the show. Oliver freaking Stone, Samuel Jackson, and Oliver Stone is like,
Listen, now, Sybil, what the problem in New York is that people tend to go eat before they go to the show.
right.
Once you eat and go to the show, once you sit down, I think the air conditioning is off sometime in the theater.
And it's warm in there because
That's right.
and the seating is so close.
So
which is
tight.
how I wonder how they're going to do this in the new
So
age.
tight. And
Yeah.
that's why I fell asleep, because I was down on the second row and I was tight, and I was watching Hamilton, and you really, really got to be smart to watch Hamilton in the first place. I
But
think
you
you have
are
to.
smart, George. You were just tired.
No. There's a lot of history. I need to
George, do you know what we could have done with that ticket from Hamilton that you slept through? I never saw Hamilton on Broadway.
Is that right?
No.
Oh, my
It was
God.
always too expensive.
I went with Seinfeld's wife. Me and Jessica went together, and
Right.
it was really good. I felt embarrassed because I was trying not to sleep, and every now and then she hunched me, you know.
And you were in the room where it happened, George, and you still fell asleep.
And we knew the cast. The cast comes to us with us to the baseball game, so we knew them. But I was trying to stay. But
Oh, wow.
back to your point, you've got to be smart and you've got to know your history when you do watch Hamilton. Most people have to go back 4 or 5 times. Did I do something wrong?
No,
Am
no,
I
no.
am I still on your camera because I'm not on mine?
Yeah, we still
Okay, I
have
hear
you.
something.
You're still
Okay,
talking. We see
my,
you and we
my,
hear you.
I don't know what I have to do, but I'll just stay here since you see me. Okay, but
So
once I
Robin is on Facebook, and Robin said it was the guy in the skirt was the actor. I believe it was Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek.
oh really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
The night of the Emmys when they won everything in that category, in the comedy category, I believe he did have a skirt on. Yeah.
Well, anytime Dan Levy is in anything, he is just good. Is he called a deadpan humor? He's just straight out funny,
Very
straight
much
out good.
so. A lot like his dad, Eugene. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a
Yeah.
second. Wait a second. I thought they were the same guy. So
Oh,
Eugene,
I think you can tell the difference between them, although they do
no,
favor each
no,
other.
they with the glasses on.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about Eugene is my favorite. I don't know the son
The
that
son,
much.
you've not seen Schitt's Creek, huh?
I haven't seen.
No, it's SCHI
I
double
know,
T
I
S.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Jewish word. Whatever it is, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard so
So
much
the
about it.
funny thing is, I think it was Stephen Hill yesterday was talking about the fact that every time you say the name Schitt's Creek, they have to show
The word.
the whatever the model is for the show. And so, but I was wondering how they were able to do it on radio, because in the radio reports I was hearing, and Schitt's Creek won for, and because it's you're
Because
thinking
you can
it's
see it because
SHIT.
it's SCHIT.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
I see.
that's why they had to have something for people to see, so that they knew that they weren't cursing.
It's kind of like my TV show is Talking Chit with George Wallace. It's Chit Chat Show, Talking Chit.
Talking chit. See what you did there?
Yes, I see what you did there. That's the new way to say it. I see what you did there. Talking Chit with George
Talking
Wallace.
chit with
And
the
I,
chit master.
and I don't even have you guys on my screen, and I don't know what to do to get you back on. But I'm just going to stay right here and watch you. How about that? Now,
Do you want to stop and so you'll
no,
feel
no,
better
no,
when
no.
you do
As long
this?
as you guys see me, that's okay. Speaking of Broadway, we'll get back to these issues later. But don't you miss don't you
Yes.
miss Broadway? That's how Trump has screwed up my life. I miss Broadway. I miss entertaining myself on
Yeah.
stage. I miss having fun. And can you imagine how many Broadway plays we would have gone to, or movies, or how many concerts we would have done in the past 6 months? So it's a totally
Yeah.
different life.
Yeah, it really
And
is. I mean, I miss doing live entertainment, going to comedy shows, going to the movies, especially if we had a chance to go to New York and do Broadway. And actually, we were working on some stuff that would have included a trip to New York and perhaps to pick up a play or two. But absolutely, I miss all of that. I miss it, miss it, miss it. And I don't know how or when, especially for Broadway. Like we were saying, the theaters are so small and the people are, really packed
yeah.
in there. Wondering how they're going to do that when it does open up again.
How much have you experienced New York? We're talking about a little travel here for people having fun, getting back to normalcy. Have you gone to like Central Park on a Sunday to see how people come from all over the country just to have fun in Central Park? The
You know what?
skaters,
You sent us a video the other day
of the skaters.
of missing Sunday in the park. Actually, would have been Sunday in the park with George,
Yes.
and that was just a lot of fun to see. And Stephen Hill is in New York, and he has gone out, but I don't remember him saying whether he's really done Broadway or I'm sorry, done Central Park or anything like that yet.
People do the park because it's open air. I haven't been out anywhere. Now, I live there, and I want to go there, but I don't trust it yet. And they say, come back. It's the safest place in America now, they say. But I don't know this because I won't even ride up in the elevator with my building. My building has an elevator operator.
Uh-huh.
It's
Nice.
not old. It's not old. It's just
You just got it like that. Okay.
no. It's the building I live in. And they.
Yeah. You just got it like that. Okay. Don't push back on it. You got it like that, player. I'm not mad at you. Who's mad at that?
But
Um,
New York
but
is too
George,
tight. I got
speaking of
my
travel,
yes.
and this is going to be in the What You Need to Know newsletter regarding coronavirus in our update, which is an incredible incredible piece of writing every day in the What You Need to Know newsletter. We give you an update on the coronavirus. But United Airlines has reported that they are going to be testing people traveling from San Francisco to Hawaii. They have that 10-minute quick test. And so
Okay.
starting in October, they're going to be testing people so that they
Wait,
don't.
wait. No, you're not going to say this. So if they test me in San Francisco, I won't be tested when I get to Honolulu?
And that way, and you'll have the verification that you've been tested, and you don't have to go through that
To the
14-day
14 day?
quarantine.
You crazy.
No, I'm Sybil, and I'm really
Oh,
telling you what's in the newsletter. And
well, I'm
would you
really
like to
telling
would you
you.
like to subscribe to the newsletter, ladies and
No,
gentlemen? Please go to
because I
SybilWilkes.com.
am leaving right now going to San Francisco.
Can you
You
wait till
know,
we finish the little
now you know how much I love Honolulu, right? I am
yeah.
right, and they tell me, well, you mentioned United, I'll just go ahead and say Delta. Now, Delta is supposed to have the safest measures of anybody. They got the new filters in the plane, and they guarantee you it's safer now to fly than ever. They got the middle seat missing. There's only 4 people in first class. I am ready to go, and even but you must wear a mask at all times. So I went out. I don't know whether I'm overdoing it or not, but I have my. What do you think?
Wow, George, that's a lot.
I got this from. I got this from Chris. What's that? Chris Paul. He told me to get these.
Chris Paul sent it to you.
Yeah, I got this. Listen,
George.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, somebody take a picture of this, please.
Am I Darth Vader?
George, you are too crazy.
No, you gotta have these masks, and I got a K95. K95 is pretty good. I got all kind of masks, and I think I've overstocked. I got like 8 cans of what do you call that stuff? Lysol spray.
And George, so let me tell the story, George, and we will get to the news, I promise. But George, I was texting with George and Myra the other day, and so George all of a sudden sent a picture of a half dozen cans of the large size of Lysol.
Yeah.
He's like, look what just came in the mail for me. And I was like, braggart. And I sent him my address, and I'm still waiting for those a can or two of Lysol. I'm willing to pay, but George wanted to sell them for like $75 a can. Plus,
no, I did. I sold $49 a can. $49.
Oh, and then the shipping brought it to $75.
Yes. No, the shipping brought it to $100. It was 47 for shipping. But people are paying for that stuff.
Yeah.
But I would never sell it like that. But I'm gonna get you some, okay?
Okay.
Now I got duped on another network. I got duped. I ordered a lot of things, and
George, I'm gonna need you to take your little mask off.
I don't ever tell George, I'm gonna need you to take your mask off right now. I can't. I got it all wrapped around my head.
You really do. Okay. There you go.
Okay,
And you kept your cute little hat on. You be thinking.
And I got my earpieces all over the place.
All
and,
ace deuce and everything.
I'm like, oh, look at my head.
So you can see yourself now, huh?
Yeah, I got me now. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Get that hat on right.
It's nice.
This is I be thinking. There you go. And I got my shirt on backwards. I don't know whether you noticed that. I was eating before. I was trying to eat before I talked to you, and I dropped food on my.
Oh yeah. So you probably don't have any pants on either, like most people who do these things every day.
I do today. I put pants on. I have
pants on today. Oh,
I have on sweatpants today because I knew I'd be talking to you and I might get up. I just thought I'd do that. Yes. But it's so good to be here on this Thursday. And
George,
this is the end of the week.
A laugh. We just need laughs because we've been covering, obviously, these many days and weeks, the Breonna Taylor case, and now that the grand jury has come back with what amounts to no charges.
Did I text you that this morning also? Don't be surprised. Was it yesterday morning? Was it today? When did it come back?
It came down yesterday.
And I knew that nothing was going to happen. Nothing has ever happened, to believe it or not. Nothing is. We don't win. We cannot win. It started out in all my life from Alabama with the Alabama 4 to the people getting killed in the church in South Carolina. It just doesn't stop to the George Floyd. And as my friend Joy Reid said, apparently nobody killed uh,
Right.
Breonna
Yeah.
Taylor,
Yeah.
as far as we
And
know.
all Black lives really don't matter. To even to Daniel Cameron and as one woman, I believe it's the former policewoman from California that was on MSNBC yesterday. She said, and it reminded us, all of our skin folk aren't our kinfolk.
That
And
lady said, "Listen, Daniel Cameron,
hmm
you are an idiot. You are not." But he's one of those B Republicans, right?
hmm hmm
And there's something wrong with them. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me. They're into the system and they believe what's going on. And I don't think we can never win with him as a prosecutor. Well, he's a DA, right?
Yeah,
So
he's the attorney general. He was the prosecutor there for this case. But here's I don't know if you watched The View today, but Sunny Hostin, who is and will tell you as often as possible that she is a lawyer, and I'm not mad at her for that. But as she pointed out, he has never tried or presented a case
are
in
you
trial.
serious?
Never. And so I just thought that that was really interesting, an interesting point. And so how can people expect him to do other than what he did, which is to follow the rules that set down by Mitch McConnell and to protect the police department. And with that, I think they got the best deal possible for that side. As
It
her mother
doesn't
said,
matter. He being a Republican and on their side, there's no way we could ever win because they only present to the jury
yeah,
what they want the jury to hear.
right.
Now, one thing about the jury, and I don't know about in Kentucky because it's such a screwed up state. Kentucky's been screwed up forever. They call it the bluegrass state. I've
hmm
been to Kentucky a million times. I swear to God, I ain't never seen no bluegrass out there. I don't give a damn how green it was, blue it was. It wasn't green. But Kentucky is screwed up. I threw my point off trying to do a little joke there. It's just it just doesn't work for me in Kentucky. It's just been screwed up forever. It's just
Well, it's one of how many states that people who live in those states will admit themselves that the states are screwed up. It
here's the
is,
problem. Here's the problem. What happened yesterday, and I was afraid that the people would do it. Us blacks, we're angry, we're mad,
mhm,
but one thing that we should not do, we must control ourselves. The Republicans and Donald Trump and McConnell, they
mhm,
want us to riot, Sybil.
yeah,
They want us to riot so they can say to those
that
white
whole law and order
suburbanites
thing, yeah.
that law and order, and the white people in the communities in the suburbia, they're going to go, yeah, they're going to come to our neighborhoods next. And it
hmm
looks good
Well,
for
like the
them.
couple in St. Louis standing out in front of their house, with the guns. The woman didn't know what the hell she was doing, and all of this stuff. You're absolutely right, and it plays right into it. And as a result, last night, a shooting of two police. The
In
miracle
Los
is
Angeles,
that
yes.
the
And
miracle is that both the men were shot, not killed. One policeman was treated. The white policeman was treated and released, and the black policeman was underwent surgery, but is said to be in satisfactory condition as of today. So, and thank
it
goodness for
wasn't a
that.
riot. It wasn't a riot, but it was a little overflow there. But they will term it a riot. And some of these people walking around with bats, baseball bats, right?
Hmm.
Now, black
Yeah.
people don't walk around with baseball bats.
George, can I just say that our good friend and I am proud to be a part of his radio family, Willie Moore Jr. I'm sorry, Willie Moe Jr. is on and is watching.
You have
And I have invited Willie and his crew to come and join us on What You Need to Know. But Willie, if you are amenable, we'd like to have you on right now because
put
Lord
them
knows
in.
George and I could use some religion and could use
That's my nephew.
we need a little Mo, Willie Moe.
That
So
not Willie Les, Willie Moe.
Mo, that's right, that's right. I love him. He has such a
Bring
great crew, Crystal Lee and Ahmed, and just a really great group of people. I'm with them on Mondays and Wednesdays,
Crystal.
and have a great
I'm
opportunity
calling
to
you
talk to
Crystal.
them. Crystal
Have you
Lee,
have you have
Crystal
you hung out with
Lee.
them? Have you ever hung out with Willie Moe Jr.? Listen, young.
Only time I've been with Willie in those situations and not really hanging out, but to see him and to see him and his beautiful family were at the days of family reunion when they would come down and especially when they were a part of George of the gospel
Yes,
celebration. Yeah,
Well,
Yeah.
he's my nephew, and he is
Is that right?
he is my nephew, and he is one of the
Okay.
nicest people in the world.
He
Willie,
really
if
is.
you're here, please join us right now. Come in, unlock the door. As they say, the doors of the church are open. Let him come in, because we need some gospel every now and then. We need some gospel. That's all. You know, that's my favorite music is gospel.
I know it is.
Yeah,
You don't speak like it is, but I believe that it is
you
your
came
favorite
real
music.
close. You came real close. If I cuss your ass out, you came real close. You came real close. I don't speak like it, but I love the Lord. Yes, praise Him.
So Willie, you got my number. Text me the email address, and we'll get you on if you'd like.
Coming right now. I'm going to
Yeah.
text him also. Willie Moe Jr.
So George, talking about the Breonna situation, Stephen Hill and Myra and I were talking about this yesterday, and of course, everybody thought once that civil suit came in, that they worked out at $12 million, which was historic. That pretty much indicated the fix was in. That
Do
the
me a
grand
favor.
jury.
Do me a favor, Sybil. I may be wrong for saying this. You mentioned $12 million.
Hmm.
That ain't shit. Excuse my religion right now. I think
Sorry,
it could
Willie
have been
Mo.
more. I think it could have been more. Oh, he's a Christian. You know, all Christians cuss every now and then. Listen to me. Talking about Christians cussing. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Oh yeah.
Sunday, watching the football game,
Oh God,
every
George.
preacher in Atlanta went, what is it? WTF? That's what every preacher
What
in
the?
Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, every
yeah.
so listen, $12 million is not enough. I think you got to hit these people where it hurts. First of all, you know, with the legal system, with the 12 million, so she's only going to get half of that. The lawyers are going to take half, and the
Mhm.
tax and what kind. So it'll probably come down to like $4 million. I think we got to really start hitting these people and make a difference. $50 million. That's what it should be. It should
Okay,
be $50 million.
but the first step, George, is remember this when the people of the Commonwealth of Kentucky go to the polls. Remember this because every one of those positions that are up for election, you have a say so
Yes.
from the ground up, and especially when I talk about from the ground up, you have an opportunity to vote in the presidential as well as the Senate election,
Senate, yeah.
and Mitch McConnell is up for reelection.
And you can make a move. You can get him out just by voting, pressing the button, pulling the hammer, whatever you can do. So if
And
you're
then,
young,
and then when it comes time for you to elect the people in your city and other statewide offices that may not be on the ballot this time, but maybe next year, maybe in 2022, remember this and keep fighting, keep demonstrating, not protesting violently, but keep demonstrating and stay on the case. And no matter what city, look at the people in Portland. We're how many over days over 100 have they been protesting without end? And so we got to give them their props and know that they have just been turned around in that city, and they tried to and Donald Trump has been trying to use that as a law and order example, but they're doing the damn thing, and so
and the greatest example you can use in the state of Kentucky is Muhammad Ali. Here's a man that spoke up against the war, and he was silent, and he got his word out there, and you can do the same thing. Be just
yeah,
like Muhammad Ali,
yeah,
and you can be the greatest. The
a
greatest,
champion for justice. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
And you
Yeah.
guys go out and vote in Kentucky. You know Kentucky is off with racial prejudice ass state. You know Colonel Sanders doesn't fry that damn chicken. You know that's a black lady. You know those black ladies in the back there cooking the chicken. He
That was
took credit
Minnie.
for
Minnie don't burn no chicken.
it. Many don't burn no chicken.
The
Well,
help.
well, listen. The people in Kentucky, you really can do a good job if you just go out and vote. Are we outnumbered? Are the Democrats outnumbered? Do we outnumber the Republicans in that state? Most states we do.
It's a pretty conservative state. The governor of Kentucky
He's
is a
Democrat.
Democrat.
Yeah.
His father was a governor, and then they had a Republican, and now Andy Bashir is the current governor. And it's really interesting because he and the Attorney General Daniel Cameron lock heads a lot. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that relationship between the two of them especially as we are going through the Breonna Taylor situation. Um,
Well,
It's and her mom, is still fighting for justice, and that's what she said in her Instagram post as well.
We must continue fighting for her. I mean,
Yep.
as George Reed said, you get shot in your own house and nothing. It's okay. It's okay. It's terrible. And that could happen to me. That could happen to you and anybody, and it's still going to be okay. 2020 has been a effed up year.
Oh, that everybody's just pushing for. I don't know if you saw that, but it was on the Emmys the other night, and Kerry Washington and whoever else they had their New Year's Eve gear on, and it said
Yeah,
2021 because they're just ready to get rid of this year. So you're not alone. You're not alone.
it's
This is from Lindsey Green. Says we also need to look at voter suppression in Kentucky. The last election, and this is God. Remember this when during the primary in Kentucky, the last election they distilled multiple voting locations into one. If every person took a minute to vote at that station, it would have taken about 7 days. They locked voters out. And remember, that was like at the big stadium or like a basketball stadium or something. And so it would have taken about 7 days. They locked voters out that evening, and they were standing in line. And the young black man that was running for the Democratic nomination for the U.S. Senate fought and got them to hold, and they went and got a court order to keep the doors open there. And so we need to pay attention. You're absolutely right to these instances of voter suppression going on during the smaller elections because they were dress rehearsals for November. Absolutely. I'll never forget that.
Thank you, Lindsey Green, for bringing that up because that's very important. And so make sure you get out there and vote and go early. Vote early. I think it's going to be easier. I hope it's bad. I hope we have to wait, but I think we're really going to vote this time. I believe we're going to vote.
Yeah, I want to say it was the convention center that they had closed all of the voting places.
Precincts into one place.
And I'll never forget the people rushing to get in once they had the court order to allow them to stay in line and to vote, and the people rushing, and it was just so powerful a picture to see as the people were trying to get. And this young man who lost to the woman who is now running against Mitch McConnell came really close to winning that nomination. But be that as
we
it
don't
may,
look so good in Kentucky as far as running against McConnell, do we? Amy McGrath. I don't hear much. I don't hear much about her, though, Sybil. To be honest, I don't hear much
George,
about her.
according to the polls, she's doing very well. So whatever that is worth.
Okay.
I get those emails from her, Jamie Harrison in South Carolina, MJ in Texas against John Cornyn, and so all of these folks are trying to turn the Senate back to blue. And
I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
We're going to bring Jamie on.
Really?
Yes.
I love him. I love him.
Everybody, you have to love him. It doesn't matter who you are. When you see Jamie, you're just enlightened. You feel good. He's one of those people and even the white people are going to go, that's a nice guy right there.
Yeah.
That's
a nice guy. He really is. And even, having seen his progression, his rise within the party, being a mentee of the great Jim Clyburn, and being the head of the Democratic State Party, and all of the great work he's done, and now he is this close. He's this close to making history in South Carolina, and so we wish him the very best.
That is so good.
Absolutely. There's another woman that I want to talk to in North Carolina, George, and her name is, I believe it's Pat Tillman. She is a former judge, and Barack Obama wanted to nominate her for a federal position, and the Republicans would not bring her nomination forth. And so she said, okay, I'm going to go back and I am going to run for Congress in North Carolina. And that's what she's doing. And I want to say she's in the Raleigh area. I'll check that out, but that's another person.
Here's what we're going to do. Let's bring in the national spokesperson for North Carolina next week. Let's have him on with us. He and she is two. Can we do that?
Absolutely.
I'll make sure they're on with us. North Carolina is a swing state right now.
Yeah.
And let's bring on them, the organized.
North
believe.
Carolina is a really interesting state because, of course, that's where the Republicans wanted to have their convention, right?
Right.
And the Democratic governor is like, we got rules about coronavirus, and the city of Charlotte said, and so they
And he
went back and
stuck
forth.
to it too. He stuck to
Yeah,
it.
that's
And then
right.
Trump said,
That's
well,
right.
we'll go
And
to
really
Jacksonville,
made Donald
Florida.
Trump angry. So
Yeah.
very interesting there. Very,
Well,
very interesting.
well, North Carolina, we're gonna do all we can do. People say, what are we doing? We're talking, we're getting the word out. We're gonna bring the people in so you will know exactly what's going on in that state. In North
But George,
Carolina.
I'm also thinking in terms of how we can do something individually in our states, in our communities, in our cities, on those days leading up to November 3rd. Whether we are taking people to the polls, whether we are canvassing as may be needed, but to really get out there and do
And
something.
these guests we're gonna have, they're gonna tell us exactly what to do for the North Carolinians.
Right.
And when it opens, when it closes, and what you need to do.
But
This is
here's the other thing, George, and this is a story that we've been talking about for a long time. It started back on the Joyner Show, and we're still covering it, and that is allowing, restoring, I should say, restoring the vote to former felons in the state of Florida.
Woo!
There is an effort, obviously, still going on. They passed a law after the millions of Floridians said yes, give the vote back to former felons. They've done their time. Then the Republicans came in and said, no, no, you got to pay your court costs and whatever restitution.
Poll
And
tax, that's all it
so
is.
it's a poll tax, exactly.
Yeah.
And so this past week, the former mayor and former presidential candidate,
He's here
Michael
right now.
Bloomberg.
He's sitting here with me right now. He's just so short you can't see him. He is. He's here with me.
Michael Bloomberg stands very tall, George, because of what he's doing. Not
$100
only
million.
has he donated $100 million to the campaign, advertising campaign for Joe Biden, but he has done a fundraiser and raised $16 million in order to help pay for the court costs of these people, 32,000 former felons who are already are registered to vote. And so now the Republicans are looking at this because they think this is buying the votes of people.
Yeah. They're trying to.
So
But this is another thing the Floridians can do. When you do go vote in Florida, you can eliminate this law that the Republicans implemented. So make sure Florida is so important. We gotta win Florida.
And it's very close in Florida between Biden and Trump right now too. So keep that in mind. So, George, I don't know where you keep your money, and that's really none of my business.
In the mattress, I'll tell you where it is right now. In my mattress.
I was thinking more of a banking institution, but for those folks who have Wells Fargo as one of their banks, the CEO of Wells Fargo is apologizing for his comments about diversity. The CEO is Charles Scharf and says there is a very limited pool of Black talent to recruit from. These were the statement was made in calls as well as a memo that followed as they were trying to converse with their Black employees, Black and brown employees,
Right.
following the death of George Floyd. So he apologized Wednesday, said his comments were a reflection of his own unconscious bias. He said there's no question Wells Fargo has to make meaningful progress to increase diverse population.
And it's not only Wells Fargo; it's all of the major banks. They have made no advance as far as promoting us. That's where it starts. There's very few of us are in banking. I think, if I remember, probably the biggest Black guy in banking lives across the street from me in New York City, Chanel.
Yeah, Ken Chanel. Yep.
You know him?
I know of him. I don't know him the way
American
you do,
Express.
George. Yeah, used to be the. This is.
I don't know him either. I just know he's head of American Express, and not many.
He was.
He retired.
He retired year before last, 2018, as the CEO.
Damn, you know everything. I can't say nothing you don't already know.
Well,
you are smart. I thought I was going to sneak that in. Only person that can.
Okay. Tell me something, and that you just know that I don't know. I promise. I'll go along with it.
Okay, I know something that you don't know, and most Americans don't know.
Okay.
The ice cream store, Baskin-Robbins.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you know this?
No.
Do you know the B is a 3 and the
Ah.
R is a 1?
Uh-huh.
31 flavors. Next time you see Baskin-Robbins, you'll see that the B, the 3 is a B,
Uh-huh.
and the left side of the R is a 1. That represents the 31 flavors.
So tell me this, George. Why just 31? Why not 30? Why not
No,
35?
as long as you've been living, no progress whatsoever. Just
None.
31 flavors.
And they do, that some of them go, they take some out of circulation and they put some others in.
Stick with the joke, Sybil. Stick with the joke. 31 flavors. Be creative. Be creative. Look at Chunky Monkey. Look at Ben and Jerry's. They got Chunky Monkey, Cherry Garcia. Just stick with your joke, okay? 31 flavors. Don't say they. Just go along with the damn joke. It's the same damn 31 flavors.
That's what I don't know. I don't know how to go along with the joke after all these years. I'm so sorry.
How do you know that? Have you had Chunky Monkey? Have you had Chunky Monkey?
No, I have nothing that has to do with monkeys. I'm not a monkey. I won't go see anything having to do with monkeys.
Ever since your mama said to you, sit your monkey ass down. You haven't had anything. Sybil, please, people call in. Would you tell her, people that have had Chunky Monkey, it is a great. Ask your social there, Yogi, has she ever had a Chunky Monkey? It's the best ice cream in the world.
I bet you. I haven't even asked her, and I bet dollars to donuts she's never had Chunky Monkey.
Now, why the hell would somebody want to bet dollar to donuts? That's another stupid thing
that's
people
just something
say.
my folks used
That's
to
enough.
say.
People can say some stupid shit. I bet you dollar to donuts.
Stupid things we say. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm a Rocky Road girl from Baskin-Robbins, by the way.
I have really. So that's the same place. Next time you notice the 31
the B and the 31. Yeah. And and don't ask them why not 30.
What's in the Rocky Road? I had an ice cream the other day and I didn't like it. It was okay. Rum raisin. People like it?
Yeah, a lot of people do like. And same people that like rum raisin like butter pecan. How do you like
butter pecan? Butter pecan is good. They used to have a flavor called black walnut, and it's pretty close. Butter pecan, black walnut. Yeah. So we're here talking about ice cream. But
George, did you ever, in all your years and live in Chicago, did you ever go to Rainbow Cones?
No, you only lived in Chicago like a year and a half.
But you were always you did a lot of time at Portillo's. I thought maybe you.
I did.
You never had a rainbow cone?
I'm not sure.
No, you didn't. If you had, you would know. No.
Yeah, for the people that live in the city of Chicago, I got to tell you, that's a fun city. Now, maybe because where I live, Sybil, but Chicago is a great city. Nothing but fun. The food is great. The pizza is great. The steaks are great. The shopping is great. The beach is great. It's so much greatness in Chicago.
That's true. That's true. But that's not to take away from your hometown there of Atlanta. That's a fun city. That is a really
you
nice
don't
city.
get better than Atlanta. And let me tell you something. That's why so many black people are living here. And this is the blackest city in the world. As I said, I told y'all before,
chocolate city.
They wanted to make Black Panther in Africa. You didn't know that?
And why would they want to do that, George?
They wanted to make it in Africa so it could be authentic. And they took the whole crew. Yogi knows this. I'm sure Yogi read about this. They took the whole crew to Africa, and they got over there. And when they got over there, they didn't have enough black people. So they had to call Delta and fly them all back to Atlanta. They had to fly them all back to Atlanta because if there's any black people, it has always been like this. See, people don't understand about Atlanta. I have always grown up with black doctors, black lawyers, black everything, and would maybe have been equal but separate. Black great churches, black great restaurants. We had everything. That's why Atlanta's so progressive, and that's why so many black people are still coming here to Atlanta. And we get things done here. As the lady said the other day, I don't know who that was on, she goes, where are the black people? She went somewhere else. She's going, where are the black people? Well, when you get off the airplane in Atlanta, you're going to see some black people. When you get on the airplane, one of the best jokes I've ever written, I got on Delta about last year, and there was a 777, that's the big plane. And I looked to my left, and I saw a black pilot. That freaked me out. This was a brand new plane, black pilot flying in. And I looked to my right, co-pilot was black. I said, oh my God, this is progress. I looked down, walked to my seat, 12 black flight attendants.
Wow.
I was so high, I high-fived everybody walking.
Oh, that is so neat.
It was so, I couldn't believe it. I walked down the left lane. I came back up to the front of the plane, high-fiving everybody. I got to the front of the plane and got off.
George, you had me so excited.
Not today. Not today. Not today.
You are so stupid.
No.
You are so stupid.
That's stupid too. Stupid. See how stupid has become a positive? Stupid.
Yeah.
S-T-O-O-P-I-T.
You stupid.
You're stupid. I do a bit on that now. Words, how we use different words now. Like people don't die anymore. You make a transition, but stupid is a compliment. You used to get in trouble calling somebody.
Yeah, I think to a certain extent, I know Whoopi Goldberg is one of those people that doesn't like to hear people say someone is stupid. But
times have changed. Times have changed now. Stupid. It's been like what asshole used to be offensive. You call somebody an asshole, that was offensive. It's still offensive. No, I swear to you, where you live in Dallas, you go downtown or wherever you live, Chicago, Michigan Avenue, New York City, Broadway, walk down the street and just shout out as loud as you can, hey, asshole! At least 10, 15 people going to turn around.
Talking to me?
What say so? Hey, what? Somebody call me. What? Who?
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you can call people stupid. You can call people the a-hole. What about the N-word? Where do you stand with that?
The N-word, I don't use it, but I grew up with it, and I know it was. I'm going to tell you the truth about the N-word since you asked me about it. The N-word was here when I got here, and it's going to be here when I leave. So whether we like it or not, we're a little older, but the young people use it in terms of endearment. So it's going to be here. But
let me ask you this. Your best friend is a man that we know and is a white man.
We need him.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, has there ever been a discussion between you and Jerry about the use of the N-word?
He doesn't use it. He knows he can't use it.
And but you never had to tell him, hey, I can say it, you can't.
He knows. He knows. Back in the day when Stevie Wonder record, I think it was 1976. What's
that song, Yolanda?
As.
Okay.
And they were saying, get on in that cell. Remember that was that? He would get up to that point. I look at him and don't you go there. Don't you go there. But the N-word is
so you all never had to say it, you never had to have that conversation, you never even had to give him a look as in terms after that song.
He's very smart. He's very smart about that, and he won't use it, and he doesn't like people to use it. And that was a discussion with he and Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, and some other guys about using it, and they would say because Chris Rock was allowing Louis C.K. to use it.
Yeah.
And Jerry said, I don't use it, and I never wanted to use it, and I don't look forward to using it. So this guy, is something wrong with my best friend. He's the cleanest guy. He doesn't get in any trouble. When we travel all over the world, and most time you go to clubs with friends and you look around, he won't get in any trouble. He says, it's not worth it. My wife and my kids. He's just something wrong with this guy. He's just.
How about it just makes him a really good guy?
But you can't be that good. You cannot be that good.
George, you're a good guy.
Yeah, but at least I want to do something crazy sometimes. But he just.
Well, we've seen you drop your trousers and stuff like that. We've seen
that. Was funny. I laugh. Even when I drop them now, I laugh now when I drop them. Yeah. But I am blessed, and you brought it. I don't bring him up much, but I am so blessed to have him as my best friend, and we no competition whatsoever. He does his show, I do my show. He's a billionaire.
George, was that character named after you?
I'm actually the real George. Oh, Sybil, guess what we did, Sybil? We've been best friends since 1976, okay? Wow. So we were roommates for 13 years. 2 days ago, we made the decision. His son said, Dad, where did you live before we lived here on Central Park West? And his son didn't know. We only lived 1 block away on 81st and Columbus, 1 block over. And we just started talking. He said, you know what? I'm going to walk by that building. What we're going to do, 129 West 81st Street, we're going to find out when the next lease is up on that apartment. We're going to buy that place back.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
George.
it was a studio. It's a studio. Listen.
And so you guys are living like this in a New York studio.
Yeah, exactly. We had so many great experiences. Somebody broke in there one time and broke. I bought him his first Trinitron television.
A Trinitron, a Sony Trinitron.
You remember, don't you? Sybil. We lived it was a walk up. We lived on the 4th floor. We came home one day and somebody had broken into the house. They didn't break the door down. They went through the wall.
Oh my God.
They went through the wall because it was only, I guess, a sheetrock there. We didn't know. And they went in, got your television, and walked out with the television.
Wow.
It's amazing. But we have that's
Great
what
memories, though.
we're gonna go back and we're gonna buy that apartment, and what we're gonna rent it's still under rent control. So we're gonna do that and relive those days. How about that?
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's great. What great memories.
Well, we have so much fun traveling together, and I just watch some of the things they do. Like I say, it's so much fun.
And has it's seemingly a great life. And I'm just wondering about when you have friends like that and the support that you get, even in times like this, like when we're talking about Black Lives Matter and things like that, because oh God, now I'm blanking. George
having a friend like that.
George Clooney.
Yes.
Has tweeted out about how ashamed he was of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, where he grew up, and what happened yesterday as a result of, and it's great to have people, stand up and, say, this isn't the state that I grew up in. This is not the way things are done in the state that I grew up in, and it's not a reflection. But we must support, our people, and then Black Lives do matter, and we must seek out those people who are about doing justice.
That's about the good cops and the bad cops. That takes us back to the good cops and the bad cops. Now they tell us there are good cops out there, but the good cops should speak up and speak out when they know what these bad cops are doing.
I just love the fact that people are saying that, and I hope that, like, I was having this discussion, I think, with Sherry and Kim one day about and John Murray, and it's not so much that they're going to do it in public, but when you're not there, when other Black people aren't there, and you're having a discussion with another white person, and what are you saying then? What's that discussion? And
which takes us to Sunday. Sunday is the most, once again, segregated day in the world. Churches, these mega churches, they should be talking about this. They should be talking about Black Lives Matter because they know there's a difference. Everybody from Joel Osteen down the line, they should be talking about serving and loving your brother. They know it's wrong, but they don't bring it up in church.
And those are some of the greatest supporters of Donald Trump and
evangelicals.
And you got it. And I stopped going to a church because I wasn't feeling fed as a Black person, and in this very time of turmoil. And so it is, it's really something that, as you point out, the most segregated day of the week is Sunday, and how we don't talk about this.
We're going to do better.
I want to give a shout out before I let you go, George. I want to give a shout out. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but it's in today's newsletter about Mike Tyson.
What do you mean, let me go? I know we're not.
Yeah.
Are we almost time out?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about anything today.
Yes,
you mentioned
did.
Mike Tyson. Talk real fast. Let's talk real fast.
Mike Tyson is going to vote for the very first time in the state of Nevada. He is a former felon, didn't think that he was eligible to vote, and found out that as a result of the vote in Nevada, he will be able to vote. He said, "This will be my first time voting. I never thought I could because of my felony record. I'm proud to finally vote." Well, God bless you, and take as many people as you possibly can with you to the polls, Mike.
Ain't
Just
nobody
pick
going to
up
the
your
poll
big old arms and take them to the polls.
He might knock him out. But I know him in Vegas. He's a good guy. And all of the fellas, it's amazing that most people didn't know. And the governor just passed the law in Nevada. But he knows now he's going to vote. Exactly. And I hope all the other fellas know out there. We got to get the word out. And maybe there's no poll tax there, so just vote. Everybody's got to vote. Right.
And keep up with your work, Michael Bloomberg, as far as, and LeBron James and others that are doing great things.
Yes, so this is wonderful.
George, what are you going to do for yourself this weekend? What are you going to do that's going to bring you some happiness and joy? Because that's really
Sometimes I
important that
get
you
in
do
the
that.
car and just drive and just go places.
Go
Sometimes I got
riding.
in my car and I just drove. And what we're doing now with my family, we're meeting at certain places and we're
Nice.
staying in the car to eat, but we can see each other and we can talk to each other and Zoom each other on the phone. So that's what I'm going to do. Sunday, I drove so far away just to drive. And then I looked at my Waze for directions back home. I was only 5.5 miles from home. I was civil. I was all up in the woods and everywhere. And we're like, ooh, I'm 2 hours from home. Got on 15 minutes.
5 miles.
5 miles away.
That's funny.
But I'm enjoying life. Life is good. I'm comfortable again in the home. I got tired of being here for a while, but I'm comfortable again in the home. And I'm
getting out and you wearing your mask and doing all the right things. That's good too.
It's so important, but I'm still scared. I'm scared as I just wipe my nose.
Okay. And you think that's a sign of?
I'm a hypochondriac.
No, you're not.
I got my oximeter here.
Oh yeah. And as long as you're what, 97, 98%, you're good?
Anything over 95, anything over 90 actually, because I usually range around 94, 95.
Okay, you might want to call the doctor. I'm kidding, George.
I'm scared to go to the doctor. So,
hey, my friend, thank you again for another great week. I appreciate you. It was so much fun having you on Monday as well as today. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you very much.
Be here with us next week. We're going to have the representatives from the state of North Carolina. We're going to talk about more voting and how we can get out and help people vote and how you can learn more about voting. We got to vote. Amen?
Amen. Let the
church say. Thank you so much.
I
love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I'll see y'all, okay?
And we will see you all next Monday, as well as remember, please go to sybilwilkes.com. We have a lot of information there at my website about registering to vote, and also especially this is really cool, the program that we have with the Divine Nine and talking about the 9 steps that we're taking in order to encourage people to inform and to empower people. We've done a lot of the homework for you, but you still have some reading to do on the website and to get as much information about getting out to vote and helping others to do that as well.
And like the lady Lindsay Green wrote in, you can write into and ask questions, and we'll be able to answer the question as best as we can. Thank you, Lindsay Green.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, George. So we will see you all. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and be good to each other. And I mean that. Bye.